Hey, what's happening, you derpy ditto? Today we're taking a look at the build of Slotbox that took down the Japan Championships. Now, I did make a couple changes. I did play quite a few games with the deck, so this is where my build ended up. But if you want to play the build that won the Japan Championships, then you just have to cut a Chi and Pow for this Chi-Yu, does 60 plus 60, then you just card a Stadium, which is nice to be able to bump your Stadium, remove your liabilities. It also KOs Teal Mask. It's a one prize attacker that does 120, so that can be kind of cool. And they also play the Unfair Stamp. I am playing the Legacy Energy in here, however, mess up with the prize trade, but then also just a 5th Rainbow Energy to work with, and I'll talk about why the Rainbow Energy are so important here in a second. So they played Unfair Stamp. They didn't play Special Red Card, so it's just minus Legacy Energy plus Unfair Stamp, and then minus Special Red Card plus an 11th Grass Energy. So like I said, this is a slot box like others, but the core of it is Teal Mask Ogrepon and the Bug Catching set, along with the Ends Plan and Energy Switches. No Crispins in this build. And honestly, this has been my favorite way, or when I've looked at different slot box builds, this is the one that's been the most intriguing to me. The Bug Catching set, Ends Plan style of slot box. And after putting in a decent amount of games with the deck, I can confidently say that this is definitely my favorite way to play slot box right now. I think it's the best way to play like a big basics style deck. So Teal Mask plus Clefairy, Kangaskhan, Latias, Fez, Wellspring Mask, Ogrepon are all obvious inclusions. And then the Rainbow Energy obviously gives us fuel to be able to attack with Teal Mask or Kangaskhan. Or the Clefairy, obviously, it fulfills the Psychic Energy attachment. But the big attacker in this deck, also the Torrential Pump of Wellspring Mask, Ogrepon, the big attacker in this deck that I think really puts it over the top is actually this Pecharunt right here. Its attack, Poison Chain, does 10 damage. And then your opponent's active is now poisoned. And then its ability says if this is in the active, your opponent's active Pokemon takes 5 more damage counters from poison in between turns. So it'll be a total of 6 poison damage counters, plus the 10 damage from the attack, so it can KO stuff like Dreepies and Dittos. But the most important part is the attack only does 10 damage. So if you KO'd like a Dreepy or a Ditto, a Dreepy or a Badoo, they would get KO'd by poison in between turns, which means they don't get Pheasantipity draw power. They don't get to draw, or they don't get to play Unfair Stamp either, because Unfair Stamp only triggers if a KO has happened during your turn, but because Poison is taking the KO, that wouldn't happen. And also a really cool lineup that you can get with the Pecharunt is not only is it good for retreat locking Meowths and Fezzes and Latiases and things like that, and retreat lock does feel pretty powerful right now, but also if you Poison Chain a Monkey Dory, even if they have a Monkey Dory setup, only one Monkey Dory setup, and they move 30 damage off the Monkey Dory. The Monkey Dory still gets KO'd going into your turn because it's weak to Dark. So Poison Chain does 20 damage, and then it takes 6 going into the turn, 6 out of the turn. That's a total of 140 damage, which means even if they remove 30 from the initial poison going into their turn, that's still 110 damage, which means they still get KO'd. So yeah, this Pecharunt just feels really, really powerful right now. And with all these KOs that you're taking, you're not giving them access to Pheasantipity draw power. You're not giving them access to their Unfair Stamp. So you can create a pretty sizable prize lead in the early game. And then by the time they can actually start to hand disrupt you with Unfair Stamp or Special Red Card, our board state is already so set up, and they've seen so few cards because they can't use their Pheasantipity that we're able to just like take over games and really never give our opponent a chance. And this is what I think is like the biggest piece of this deck that I don't know, allows it to be so powerful. I've been really, really impressed by this deck, like I said, and this is kind of the reason why, the baby Pecharunt. So like I said, all the usual suspects here. We got some Meowths. There's one Monkey Dory in here because we do have access to a lot of multi-energies with the 4 Prism and the 1 Legacy. Torrential Pump, like I mentioned, 4 Lily. And that's like another big part about this as well. When we're relying on Energy Switch and Bug Catching set to aggressively draw through our deck with the Teal Dance of Teal Mask Ogrepon, we're not playing Crispin for turn, which means you get to play Lily for turn, which may seem like a downside because we're not playing Crispin, but it's also an upside because we get to play Lily. We just shuffle our hand into our deck and draw 8 cards, or, you know, as the game progresses, we'll only get 6 cards, but we get to see a lot of cards that can lead up to bigger plays on future turns. We're not limited to just Crispin to get 2 energy in play and then hope that the rest of the cards come to our hand when we need them later in the game. We get to actually play the best draw supporter in the game every single turn. 3 Boss's Orders, of course, 1 Cypher Maniac to combo with the Run Errand or Teal Dances or Pheasantipity to help find our powerful cards, powerful combo cards throughout a game. 1 Ends Plan, like I mentioned, is kind of just like it's really good. I would even consider playing a second Ends Plan. There's a lot of builds of this kind of style of slot box going around. The Prism Energy, I call it like the Prism Energy Bug Catching set. I mean, they've all had Ends Plan. I've usually called it Ends Plan slot box. Most of them have played 2 Ends Plans. I picked up this one initially, of course, after it won the Japan Championships with just the 1 Ends Plan. And honestly, 1 Ends Plan has felt like more than enough. I found myself rarely ever using like all my energy switches or all my Ends Plans and really like not finding them that when I need them in the mid and early game, and everything kind of comes together in the late game just fine. So I don't feel like we need any more than just the single ends plan, to be honest. Only 4 Ultra Ball and 1 Terra Orb to help find our Pokemon. I could see possibly trying to include a Cyrano in the deck, but so far it hasn't felt like that big of a hindrance with this little Pokemon search. And obviously the bug catching says can also sometimes find our Teal Mask Ogerpons, but we're not really relying on that happening, obviously. 1 Terra Orb to go with that. Just a nice treasure for the recovery, and then 3 Area 0, so we can go wide at some point. And that's why I included the Chi-Pao in here over the Chi-Yu. The Chi-Yu is like a cool 1 prize attacker, and you definitely want some way to be able to bump your Area 0, but Chi-Yu as like an attacker to bump your Area 0 up against like the Dragapult matchup just isn't very effective. So I've opted for the Chi-Pao instead. And with that said, let's jump some action. I'll show y'all how the deck runs. There'll be some more gameplay with this deck from me up on my secondary YouTube channel, AzulGG2, link down in the description, and let's get into it. Am I doing anything after day 1? Sleeping. I have no idea what they're playing. Can't really argue against this. I don't know what they're playing, but it's a good chance it's Pheasantipity, right?
Alt?
Did they mulligan? Do I know what they're playing? I could just set up Kangaskhan. Or I could set up the Fez. Fuck, I wish I knew what they were playing. I'm just gonna pretend that it's I'm gonna pretend it's Pult. I'm gonna pretend it's Pult. We're gonna assume it's Pult. If it's not Pult, fuck me. It's so important to know what I'm playing against here, to like, because like I need to get value out of my hand. I need to get value out of my hand so I can start to do things. I just need to know what to Ultra Ball for. Well, it always has to be for Latias. No, it doesn't have to always be for Latias. But knowing that I actually, well, if I know it's if it's not Latias, then I'm setting up Kangaskhan, right? That's the thing. Fuck. Wait, no, it's still good. We can still snipe. We can still snipe. You have game? You think so, FIFA? You think I have game? How do I have game? How did I have game there? Tell me. I want to know. I need to know. I need this. Help me here, FIFA. It's looking Metagross an official ruling with no discard yet still does 300. Yes. If you read the wording on the card, it makes sense, and that is also just like, it's good that they put out like a ruling on it as well, though. We're like, yes, that is how that works. But yes, that is how that works. Well, I lose to 3 Metagross attacks here. Let's see if they can do it. They are already down a Metagross and a Slowking, though, off that Ultra Ball. What else did they discard there? Oh, Clefairy. Clefairy is actually a good attacker for them in this matchup, though. So the Clefairy is also like a bad discard from them. I can try and get cheesy with Retreat Lock as well, but they're probably playing Brennan's list, so it plays Surfer and Switch. I think just Fez Snipe this is just going to be the move. They bench lock themselves, but does that really mean anything? I don't think it does, right? The third one out of these actually might just be a misplay. Might be trolling with that. Man, losing my Fez kind of sucks. I have an attached return, that's right. Okay. I just don't know if I want to commit to like any Retreat Lock plays, to be honest. I feel like I don't want to go for any Retreat Lock plays. Extra Teal Mask there was a misplay. I didn't need to do that. It was fine to not do that. Yeah, I just don't know if I want to commit to any Retreat Lock plays. It just gets punished so hard. Well, I guess the turn to do the Retreat Lock plays would have been like this turn, but Retreat Lock and a Kangaskhan in the active is like pretty mediocre. Comboing it with Unfair Stamp, I guess, would be pretty good, right? If I can combo If I can go retreat lock, unfair stamp, that would be a line for sure. Think there's a world where Floette can actually work as a deck? Probably not, no. It's pretty bad. Oh. I don't have any way to KO this Kangaskhan, right? No, I don't think so. Did I buy a pitch black box? No. I just want to boss KO this, to be honest, with the teal mask. You ever open packs or only buy singles? I just buy. Well, I don't buy singles. My sponsor gives me my singles. Whenever I forget cards, I buy those. But yeah. They're not using Kirim here, right? You can KO with Fez. Well, I don't want to leave Fez in the act because I want Fez. I want the energy on Fez for End's plan, and then I also want it. I want cruel. I want my flip the script. I don't want to lose flip the script. I don't. I don't know what that is.
Fudge.
Good cards. I mean, they fed me the king. I think it'd be disrespectful for me to not KO their Slow King here, right? Like, it should be rude. Wait, I can go move any energies from your bench Pokemon any way you like to active. Oh, wait, move. So I can move one from here, and then one from here, right? Oh, so. Yeah, I feel like it'd be disrespectful for me to not KO this Slow King here. Like, my opponent has offered it up to me. Like, it's just so rude for me to not take the knockout. I don't know. So I know you use singular rarity cards, but would you never use like a cool older trainer? I use some old artworks. Old artworks I do use. I have been using old artworks recently, but they've activated a trap card. Part agreed. I hopefully activated something for them. Like, they're kind of getting cooked. Like, I'm not gonna lie, they're kind of getting wrecked. If they go for like a Kirim line, I can like Chi and Pow to bump this still. But if they bump this stadium this turn, I'm probably discarding Latios. Just so, because if they bump stadium, I don't get rid of Latios, they can go Kirim, hit, or like hit. That kind of sounds a little scary. So, although I kind of do just have game on board for the most part. So, almost like Slop could be favored in this matchup. This version of Slop, definitely not. This version of Slop is definitely not favored in this matchup. There's no way. I mean, there's also like unfair stamp combos that we can do with the Petch in the late game. Man, I don't know, maybe. It's possible. Is definitely a matchup where I'd consider going second just to get off a turn one attack as well. Ninja deck. I mean, early Petch still seems like what we're looking for sure. Early Petchin'. Swap decks for a better matchup. Is it actually the same opponent? I just assumed it actually wasn't as soon as I saw it was Greninja. Top deck Teal Mask would be nice. And then Teal Mask into the Petch, attach the Prism to the Petch, Lilies. Setup. Actually, no. Top deck Bug Catching Set. Bug Catching Set for double Teal Mask. Ooh. That's what I'm talking about. Let's see it. Let's do that. Do I go to local card stores? I do not know. Petrol in the build?
Okay.
I'll go to the Pokemon Center on ASE? No, probably not. Yep. Nice. It's probably just got to be a retreat to Kangaskhan moment, though, right? Yeah. Need some bigger plays. Retreat to Kangaskhan, bench water pawn, attach to water pawn. So I have the threat of... Well, hang on, let me draw 2 first here. I really should be checking my prize cards. Yeah, I can go bench, attach, pass. We'll see. Bro, but that's where you get giveaway fodder. Yeah. There's a command of the title, Guardian Groove. Can I hella overload this? Do I have extra energy here when I torrential? I could, right? How do I kill that? That frog seems... Dude, this freaky frog is tough to go down for sure. I kind of regret discarding my Chi and Pow. I do have a nice stretcher in the deck. Like I could punch the active and KO Froakie here, right? Or I could Petch Trap the active and look for a Water Pawn play on a future turn. They actually can't move this. They play air balloons. Okay, I think I actually I Petch Trap this before it gets out of the active. Wait, when does it get KO'd though? No, I'm just gonna Petch Trap it. Whatever it is, I get Petch Trap. I Petch Trap. Legacy could just stay here, to be honest. I think I could do that. It's a low value ends plan. I guess that's the only drawback of doing this, but I can like water pawn, KO this, plus KO something else, get my first 3, and then we'll just put the other prize cards together somehow. But yeah, if I water pawn here, I mean the Meowth would be on the bench for me to KO later, but it's like so... No, I feel like I gotta go for this for sure. This feels like the better play. Even if I just leave the Petch in the active and it dies going into their turn, I think I'd be okay with that. Well, I wouldn't be that okay. Well, I could sob it now, right? Oh, wait, what is that math? Does that math go crazy? 6 into my turn, 13, 14, 15, 16. Ooh, and then we sob it next turn, and then it dies going into our turn. Hold up. We're cooking. That's good math. That's good math. Wait, the Poison Chain into Sob kill the Meowth combo is crazy. Oh, fuck this, though. What is it? Oh, yo, I'm gonna Petch that, too. You think I won't do it? I'm petching the squad. The whole squad's getting petched. Nobody's safe. I need to find a boss, though. Yeah, so the prize trade here now is gonna be... This is petched. Then I sob it. Dies into me. Then I Petch the Shaman. Dude, it's so cheese. It's so cheese. And if they have an AZ's Tranquility, that bodies me. But hopefully they don't have that. Then we sob. Then we go Area Zero. Ultra Ball for Cat. Cat boss this. Petch Trap that. Then we Torrential Pump. Oh my gosh. It's about to be crazy. Then we Torrential Pump, hit 2 Mega Greninjas, and then we boss KO one of them with Kangaskhan or Clefairy to win the game. Something like that. Yo, the baby Petch is so insane right now. I didn't realize how good baby Petch was. This guy is absurd. Like, this guy is so broken. Holy smokes. It's so good against so many things in so many situations. On 2 of them? 2 of them? I'm running 4 of these things. 5, 6. 6. All right, let's keep going. Let's keep playing here. It's got to lock in. I don't have a ton of energy in my hand, so... Dude, these are some dastardly plays, though, for sure. Like, this is some bullshit. Some big time bullshit for sure. This is insane. These plays are so sick. Maybe Petch and Zorak looks cooked with our Mantan also. No, the double energy is too slow. Let's go. The Petch.